One of the benefits of premium membership is access to powerful enhancements in our ETF analyzer. In this tutorial, we'll be performing a variety of searches, ending with an interesting search for spikes in trading volume. Our ETF database is separated into fund types, which is sometimes a useful place to start. We could limit our search for commodity funds, for instance, but for now, let's work with the whole database. The search box looks for keywords in the fund name. Enter a word and hit the return key, and we see that there are 13 funds with China in the name. This simple method is quite powerful. We can easily find that there are 15 involved in oil, and if we're interested in ETFs that invest in treasuries, it's easy to find 30 examples. We could refine the search further or delete the term and hit the return key to go back to the whole database. Enter 0.5 into the expense ratio and you'll find about 300 ETFs that charge less than 0.5%. Delete the number and hit enter to get rid of that filter. Next, we'll use the Add Criteria button to use criteria based on volume changes. There's a field that compares the last full day's transaction volume to a 10-day trailing average. Selecting this field, we click OK to go back to the Analyzer main page. To see all the funds with 50% or more increase in daily volume, we leave the greater than sign, type 50, and hit enter. So there are 34 funds with higher volume than average. But to compare them, we need more information. So let's go to the expanded view and see what data we have already. Column selections are always saved. The columns we previously selected in the past will be displayed. We see that there are no columns with volume numbers, so let's add some. On the Edit Column tab, we can add all the volume columns, get rid of some performance information we don't care about in this example, and return to the expanded view by either clicking on the Expanded View tab or on the Add Columns button. Now we have more information to compare, but the screen look can improve a bit. Let's narrow the fund name column by clicking and dragging on the border in the header. And we can move columns around by clicking and dragging in the center of the column in the header. That's better. Let's sort on volume change with a single click on the header and change the sort to descending by clicking again. Moving the asset column in closer, we can see some funds with large changes in volume are very large and some are very small. So a big swing in their numbers is not as significant. ITA looks interesting, where TWOL is too small. Let's add ITA to our watch list by clicking in the checkbox and hitting the Add to Watch List button at the bottom of the analyzer. The system asks for confirmation and then tells us the action is complete. Hit Close and return to the analyzer. Perhaps you want to add ITA to a portfolio, and that is just as easy. We can add selected funds or funds to an existing portfolio via drop-down list, or create a portfolio starting with this selection. It's simple. If you like the criteria, save it to use again by clicking on the Save the Criteria button. Here we can name the criteria for later reuse. We'll call this volume spiking and come back routinely to see which ETFs are on the move. The ETF Trends Analyzer is built on the industry's best ETF database, but it's the superior accessibility that brings the big benefits to your investing success.